So to take a little bit of a break from the presidential race, we actually got some very good news on Tuesday. The war on drugs was crushed on election day, at least as much as you could crush it in one day. In every state where marijuana legalization or decriminalization or progressivization of drug policy was on the ballot, it won. In Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, and South Dakota, voters legalized recreational marijuana. Incredible. In Mississippi and even South Dakota, voters legalized medical marijuana. South Dakota had both legalized recreational and legalized medical. In Oregon, voters decriminalized but not legalized all drugs, including cocaine and heroin. Also in Oregon, voters legalized the use of psilocybin, a psychedelic drug found in so-called magic mushrooms, in specifically supervised therapeutic uses. This is huge. Oregon also so what's going to happen in Oregon is you will no longer be punished with jail or prison time for small amounts of possession of any drug. That includes cocaine and heroin. If you get caught with cocaine and heroin, you can either pay a $100 fine or do a completed health assessment, the details of which I don't yet know, but we will find out. In Washington, D.C., voters decriminalized psychedelic plants, also following the lead of several other cities. And again, Oregon, the first state in the United States in modern times to decriminalize all drugs. Marijuana is now legalized in 15 states plus Washington, D.C., although Washington, D.C. still does not allow sales. All measures won by at least 5 percentage points in every state. This really is not hugely shocking. Over the last decade, we've seen polls show marijuana legalization is increasingly popular. In many polls, even among Republicans, there is support for at least marijuana decriminalization. This is a big rejection of the war on drugs. It starts to signal a major shift in U.S. drug policy. It's going to push for more of the disassembly of the war on drugs. But another thing that's important to remember is we are getting the first steps here, but we still need to deal with the criminal justice component. So, for example, if anybody has a record now in Oregon, if you have a record for possession of small amounts of cocaine, which now are decriminalized, I should say, not legalized, decriminalized. What happens to your record? It should probably be expunged. And that is the next step. That is the next step here. That's the next forefront. Legal cannabis, nice for people looking to go to a nice store and get, curated pot. But the criminal justice piece is more difficult, and it has to come right after this. And hopefully we will see that. Also, I expect to see the tobacco industry get more and more into cannabis. And there's also real opportunities in terms of taking the tax revenue that this will generate and really doing great things with it. We're going to be discussing it more. We're going to be looking to places like Colorado, even Massachusetts, as potential models of how this can be managed, how the money can be used. But a major win against the war on drugs on Tuesday. And we'll keep talking about ballot initiatives because there's a lot of really interesting stuff to discuss. If you love feeding your intellectual curiosity, but you're always struggling to find the time, check out one of my all-time favorite apps called Blinkist. Blinkist lets you consume an entire book on your way home from work. They take thousands of popular nonfiction books, condense each one into text or audio that you can get through in just 15 minutes, and you get all of the important core ideas and information from that book. It's perfect if you don't have enough time to do all the reading you want to do, or if you just want to sample a book before you buy the entire thing. I recently read A Brief History of Time, of course, by the great Stephen Hawking. This is a book that I have been aware of for so long, and other things got in the way. And it was fantastic to check it out on Blinkist. Blinkist has books on politics, philosophy, science. They have 27 different nonfiction categories, and a subscription is only about $8 a month, and you get the entire library. But you can try it totally free and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. I've put the link right underneath this video.